instincts kicked in. Why didn't your instincts kick in day one when you gave birth? Why? Because I was there. It didn't kick in. It didn't kick in. When the nurses came in and told you, can they talk to you by yourself? You're like, no. Just go ahead and put it out there, whatever's wrong. Yeah, and they said you had chlamydia. Your motherly instincts didn't kick in. They said we have to do a C-section. Guess what? You refused. You didn't want to mess up your little tattoo. Or you didn't want to get cut, right?
Natalie said that Chrisean didn't want you on the show. Was it because...
I don't want to blame Blue, but I feel like he has a lot to do with how she was moving. She was already kind of moving a little weird, but it's like once she got with him, it was like...
It was a different person.
It was a total different person. My mom would call me and cry.
On these streets, Chrisean remains untidy. Additionally, it appears that Jason Lee, the T-King, is trying to expose her. We know that when carrying Junior, she drank a lot and hit that blunt whenever she could. But according to reports, she also had chlamydia honey.now. This exposed came from TT, Chrisean's sister, who was in labor and at the hospital with her. TT claims that the doctors informed Chrisean that she had chlamydia and that giving birth to Junior naturally would be unwise. But because a C-section would ruin her tattoo, Chrisean declined to get one. This particular tattoo, a cursive print under her tummy, states that her privates belong to Jonathan Porter, also known as Blueface, if you get what I mean. This is very ironic considering all the men she has dated since Blueface was imprisoned. Chrisean should be on her fifth man at the moment if we count. Yes, a new man has entered the scene. She first dated K Suave. Glock Savage came next, and those relationships ended very quickly. She then went on to Figgy, but that too ended almost as quickly as it started. Chrisean claims that Figgy cheated on her with his former partner. It seemed like that one was going to last, so she hopped over to Bino, like no other. The two of them were out here showing off their PDA. Chrisean was showing up in every city with Bino, catching flights and feelings. But as they say, nothing lasts forever. Additionally, it appears that Chrisean may be the issue. She is currently seeing a man who has been named as Baby Chief. Chrisean shared a video of her touching this man's face. She quickly deleted it, but not before someone screen recorded it, and now it's all over the place. Other than the fact that he is genuinely fine as hell, not much is known about this new man. We don't blame you, Chrisean sis. But how long before Baby Chief grows weary of seeing Blueface's face when he wakes up? As you are all aware, Chrisean kind of loses herself in these relationships, to the extent that she adopts one or two symbols to connect with them or claims her man's gang. This time she got a manicure set done with the number 33, which is the group that Baby Chief is said to be a member of. Currently, Baby Chief is traveling with Chrisean as she films a new season of Baddies, likely Baddies East, according to several sources. However, let's take a step back and discuss what matters most. Junior's condition. Many people saw right away that something was wrong with him, and now we understand why. Not only did the online doctors correctly diagnose him with fetal alcohol syndrome, but we also witnessed it firsthand when other witnesses confirmed that Chrisean drank during her pregnancy. Junior was also coping with the fallout from being born through a canal that was infected. Sources estimate that just 2 to 10% of pregnant women contract chlamydia, and there are numerous possible causes, such as having a prior dormant infection or being around an infected person. However, it's somewhat strange to learn about it on the day of labor. In other words, we can disregard prenatal care because if the physicians only discovered Chrisean's chlamydia during labor, it indicates that she didn't visit the hospital at all during her pregnancy. Rather, she continued to visit smoke shops and clubs throughout the city.
FaceTime her, she's like smoking a joint. Full on pregnant.
While she's pregnant.
Full on pregnant. Smoking a joint. And I said, aren't you? And she's like, shh. And I'm like, there ain't no shh. I'm like, the baby's in the stomach. Like, yeah. No giving. You know what I mean?
Weak forgiving. That was a weak apology. I shouldn't even have to apologize to you because we all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff.
Why are you lying? There you go.
You did pull up to your show drinking.
There you
gave me
go.
the bottle.
There you go.
Since Chrisean refused to take Junior to the hospital for months after his birth to get his hernia fixed, she may now have a grudge against hospitals. The inguinal hernia was the one. In question, a tiny portion of the intestine passes through a weak spot in the lower abdominal wall, typically near the groin. It's rather common in babies, particularly boys. and usually manifests as a soft bulge that becomes more obvious when the baby squirms or cries. It is usually harmless, but eventually it begins to become extremely painful, causing the infant a great deal of distress. The situation is made 10 times worse by the recent report that Chrisean suffered from chlamydia during the delivery of Junior. According to reports, Jason Lee has been harassing Chrisean about this endlessly, but she doesn't appear to care. Allegedly, she's out with her new man while filming a new series of baddies. Guys, when it rains, it pours.
He says it's because you didn't take the kid to a doctor's appointment. You wanted to go to a show. That's cap.
That's cap.
Okay.
What show?
I guess he said that there were doctor's appointments that you missed because you wanted to go to a show, and then he had to force you to go to the doctor's appointments.
No, he didn't. We don't even talk like that. You want to see the messages?
No.
We talk about
No.
how good my is. We don't talk about Junior. That's
At
up
all?
to me to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's geeking. He's lying.
Here are some opinions from a few folks regarding this entire issue in the meantime. According to one individual, this girl is going to crash and burn, and her child will be the only one to suffer. She received little to no guidance, just people who helped her get out of problems and then moved on until she needed assistance once more. Take a look at her parents. All I can hope for is that she doesn't destroy the new guy. Someone else wrote, this girl turned around and did worse after condemning her own mother's behavior. Finally, even Jason Lee has had enough of discussing this chick, so we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that, as her sister claimed, Chrisean knowingly gave Junior chlamydia in order to avoid a C-section? Or is the internet just getting chaotic once again? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. The next video is just as messy, so don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.